In Call of Duty Mobile Zombies, there's a total of 4 different bosses. There is the Inferno, or the Napalm Zombie, the Avogadro, the Brutus, and then finally the dog, or the Hellhound. I've been wanting to make this video ever since Zombies has released, and I'm so excited to go and jump right into it here, because what we're going to be doing is ranking these 4 bosses from the worst to the best. Now, I feel like I need to clearly state what the criteria of this list is going to be all about, and what I mean more specifically when I say from worst to best. And when I say that, I mean that on an individual perspective. So it's not like I'm going to be counting all the dogs in a dog round as where I'm judging everything from. It's just going to be an individual Hellhound. When it comes to the Avogadros, it's just going to be one Avogadro. When it comes to the Brutus, it's just going to be one Brutus. So I'm going to be judging all of these bosses from an individual perspective. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure to go and give it a like, as well as if you guys are new around here, be sure to go and subscribe for future Call of Duty Mobile videos. And feel free in the comment section down below to even rank these bosses on your own personal scale. But without further ado, we might as well begin. So coming in at the number 4 spot here is being the worst boss, or the easiest boss to go and kill, I would have to give it to the Hellhound here. And it's funny because, like I said, it truly is all about the criteria of this list. And if it wasn't on an individual perspective, I was even going to go and rank the Hellhounds as being the hardest, especially in the beginning of the round there when you have all the Hellhounds just coming up randomly. There's no spawning in animation, because typically when it came to Hellhounds on traditional zombies, there would be this lightning bolt that would kind of flicker on where the dog would just be about to go and spawn. And then you as a player, you would be like, okay, I know a dog's just about to go and spawn there. I'm going to go and run the other way, or I'm going to try to figure out where I'm going to navigate around the dog. But when it comes to the Hellhounds here on COD Mobile, there is no indication that a dog is going to be popping up in front of you. There's no indication that, oh, there's an animation going on here. I guess a dog is going to be spawning on there, so I'm going to try to go and figure out where I'm going to go next. No, the dog just spawns right in front of you there, and then it forces you to kind of have this rapid reflex of, okay, now what do I have to go and do? You're kind of always on your toes whenever there's a Hellhound round, while typically it would just be like, okay, I see the animation popping up. I have about 2 seconds to go and choose where I want to go, but no, on COD Mobile Zombies here, it just happens, and you just have to really hope for the best. But like I said, since for this video the criteria is only on an individual basis, the Hellhound is pretty easy to go and kill. Like, let's be honest, if it's just one Hellhound, all you have to go and do is just mow it down with the ray gun, or even if you have something like the HG40, you can go and easily kill it with that, or you can use one of the traps to go and kill it, because it will just walk right into any of the traps on the map. It is pretty easy to go and kill it when it's just one Hellhound. And even in terms of an attack that it can go and do to you, I'm pretty sure the only attack is just like a clawing attack or a biting attack. Whatever it is, it's just one attack, and it's not anything too significant at all. Coming in at the number 3 spot here, we have the Inferno, or the Napalm Zombie. And dude, I get so excited when I find out that the specialty dog round is paired alongside with the Napalm Zombie here, because the Napalm Zombie is just so easy to go and kill. It's very similar to a dog, in which you can go and bring it inside of a trap, or you can go and bring it into one of the electric traps or the floggers. It can work on all traps, as well as it is somewhat easy to go and kill as well. But the main reason why I don't have it as the easiest boss is just due to its blowing up mechanic, and this is where it can be pretty powerful. I'm pretty sure the Inferno or Napalm Zombie is the only boss on this list here that its attack can actually down you in one hit, which is pretty crazy. But it's understandable, because when it does come down to the Napalm Zombie's attack, it pretty much will explode whenever you go and get near it. And when it does explode and you're in that blast radius, no matter if you're right on him or if you're just close enough to go and trigger him to go and explode, you're gonna die no matter what. And dude, trust me, there's been so many times when I go and use the flogger trap here on Shino Numa, and the Inferno Zombie happened to go and spawn in the beginning of the round there, and I'm going underneath it, and then I see the Inferno Zombie just about to go underneath it too. And from that point, I would like to imagine we're both kind of making eye contact, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to explode here and you're gonna die. It's just how easy he is to go and kill, as well as the pace. Like, there's only one mode to the napalm zombie here, and it's just slow, so you can easily outrun him. He always seems to be that type of boss that will just sneak up on you in the worst case scenario, and then he just blows up and kind of ruins the rest of your game there. Coming in at the number 2 spot here is being the second most difficult boss, and I feel like before we jump right into it, I have to admit that this was really difficult, man. I had to do a lot of rethinking over these 2 bosses that are left, because obviously the only 2 bosses left are the Brutus and then the Avogadro here. And the more and more that I was thinking about it, from an individual perspective, where I'm taking this whole thing from, I think for being the second hardest boss, I have to give it to the Avogadro. Okay, so I can see this being a very controversial pick here, but dude, I've just been thinking about this, because if we think about it, a lot of the attacks that the Avogadro does in terms of hindering you, not like actual legit attacks, but just things that the Avogadro can go and do to just hinder your performance in the game, it's very indirect. Like, for example, with the Avogadro going and constantly teleporting, you'll be putting full rounds of ray gun into him, and then he'll just randomly teleport somewhere else, but you'll still be just putting in more ray gun ammo where he just was. I feel like it can serve as just you wasting a lot of your ammo and your shots. So that's one way the Avogadro can go and just make your performance that much more worse, by just not having enough ammo to go and continue on with the rounds after that. But dude, besides that, it's just the teleportation aspect of it can be really annoying. The whole like ball of energy that he can go and shoot at you is also very annoying, and that ball of energy is also very powerful as well, but you can go and somewhat avoid it. Like, if you're a good player, you can go and move out of the way before that ball goes and connects with you, because if we're being completely honest here, it kind of has the same pace as the napalm zombie, just kind of walking right in your direction. So if he does go and happen to release that energy bolt, you can just go and walk out of the way of where that's going to be aimed right at you. But I will say this, sometimes when it does come down to killing the Avogadros with traps, sometimes since they just have that teleportation ability, they can not go directly into the trap. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it's a very inconsistent type of thing. So pretty much you have to rely on you having ammo, you being able to go and kill them, and then maybe sometimes the trap will go and actually help you out, but for the most part, you have to directly kill them when it comes to killing the Avogadro. And then coming in at the number 1 spot here is being the best or most difficult boss in COD Mobile Zombies from an individual perspective. I have to give it to the Brutus here. The Brutus has a lot of powerful elements about him that can really do significant damage to you as a player. Firstly, his hit attack is really powerful and can red screen you. His second attack, which is just him straight up running directly at you, and it's a run that you actually can't outrun. Like, when he runs, it's twice the speed probably as your normal player run would be, so it's pretty much unavoidable unless you go and you happen to go and see the trajectory at which he's running to, and you can somewhat avoid him. Whenever he's on the map, he can go and just shake your screen, which can really disorient you as a player, because it's not natural for your screen to always just randomly shake around like that. And then finally, when it comes to actually dealing damage to him, it's very similar to the Avogadro and then the napalm zombie, in which it really does take a lot of bullets to go and bring this guy down. And I kind of want to just throw in this list. Like, let's say for example, this was just normal ordinary zombies and I wasn't basing all these bosses off from an individual perspective, I would probably go and rank it like this. So we'll be ranking this from worst to best, or in this case, easiest to hardest. The number 4 spot is being the easiest boss to go and kill would be the napalm zombie. Coming in at the number 3 spot, it would then be the Brutus. Coming in at the number 2 would be the Avogadro, and then finally coming in at that number 1 spot as being the hardest would definitely be the dogs. And I know a lot of people might be like, whoa, hold up, why is the easiest boss that you had on your first list now the hardest one on this list? But if we think about it, when it comes to dogs and traditional zombies here, they only come in hordes, and the most annoying thing when it is a dog round is just their main spawning. The animation, you have no idea when they're going to be coming up. It's just 1 millisecond, there's no dog, and the other millisecond, they randomly are there right in front of you, and there's really not much you can go and do. It's like you have to have a split second of a reaction time, and then from there, you don't know whether or not you're going to be able to survive, or you're going to be able to go and live, because dude, there's no way you can make an impulse decision right off the bat in a millisecond to be like, oh yeah, this was perfectly planned here. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to go and conclude the video today. Thank you guys oh so very much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate that. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to go and give it a like. If you guys are new around here, be sure to go and subscribe for future Call of Duty mobile videos. But with that said, my name is Parker. Hopefully you guys are having wonderful and fabulous day, because I certainly am. And I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video.